Namaskar, and a very warm welcome to all of you in this episode. In the last two episodes, we have discussed about the behavioral issues which we face and our children face. And while getting some sort of solution or some sort of advice for the parents and for the teachers, we did speak to the experts, that is the counselors, and based on the recommendations and the advice which they have given to us and what we understand as parents and teachers is the key in that is why. I mean, the most important thing which comes out to be is that before we start taking any corrective measure, we must try to find out why is the child behaving in that particular manner. So this WHY becomes very, very important when it comes to taking care of anything. I mean, it's not only the behavior of the children, it can be in any case. So while this word why was getting so much in my mind, I came across a book by Simon in which and the title of the book is Start with Why. And what he says there is that whatever you are doing today or whatever you are enjoying doing today, try to understand, is it your why? And what he's trying to make us understand here is that why are you doing that? Why are you into that job? Why are you doing this business? So we have to be absolutely very, very sure about why. And that why must really conform to something which is gets spread to larger number of the people, rather in the interest of the larger number of the people. And though the book is related mainly about business and somebody really doing well in his or her field, but I found it absolutely fabulous for everyone, even for the children. So this why is very important. Everybody has to understand. But while listening to this book, I came across another book, and in that Grant Cardone speaks about 10x rules. And that 10x rule is actually the doing the efforts or making the effort 10 times what you usually do. And he is very, very clear about it that if you set easy goal for yourself, you are likely to achieve it, but that fulfillment, that happiness, that further growth is likely to get somewhere lost. So what he says that set a goal which is very ambitious, which to many people may seem as to be like not achievable, because anything which is achievable, and if that goal is set, I mean, nothing extraordinary has been done. So if somebody really wants to do extraordinarily well, so in that case, it is very, very important that we set high goals. So at times, I mean, as a teacher, I would always tell children that you must start doing with small, small steps. But I realized that it can be only the steps, while breaking the big goal, the bigger goal, into small, small goals, and then achieving one by one, and then reaching to the final goal. But that final goal, which you want to really reach to or achieve, should be as high as possible. What Grant says in his book that many a times when we are not able to reach to that goal, we try to really reduce the quality of the goal, or we have a goal which we can achieve. He suggests that in spite of reducing the difficulty of the goal achieving, you must multiply your efforts to achieve that goal. So after listening to these two people, I realized that it applies to us. It applies to a salesperson in a company. It applies to someone who is the owner of a business empire, or it applies to every one of us. I mean, you name anybody, and it applies to all. I mean, we have to set goals, and those goals, of course, should be the ones which will help me, but at the same time, that would help the larger group of the people around me. If the goal is only for self, this may be achieved, but it would not be making it to be sustainable for long. So if you have to be sustainable, if you have to continue achieving well, then your why should be very, very clear to you, and that why is actually Like he gives an example. I think I would be able to make it clear with that example. He talks about somebody who met his one of his friends there in a plane, and that fellow was trying to convey to his friend that I'm an engineer working in this particular organization, and this organization doing very well, and they were producing a very light steel which had good strength, but it was making the machines lighter. And he was saying that we are doing this. So this fellow was asking him, then so what? What's a big deal in that? And he was saying, no, that in that case we are depleting the Mother Earth by lesser amount, because we have to dig less amount of ores to get that steel out of that. Similarly, when the machine is a little light, so we consume less amount of fuel to run that machine. So we are saving on that fossil fuel also. So that is what he was trying to convey to this gentleman. The gentleman rephrased the statement, and he said, what you are trying to do, you are concerned about saving the Mother Earth and the environment both. So if your why is this, your company will continue doing very well. So whenever we have our why, I want to do this, why? And if that why is clear, of course, then try your level best how to do it. Then comes how. For that, you would do yourself, you will require people along with you. And then what? So what comes at last? So what doesn't come first? Why comes first? Then how comes second? And then what comes the next? So how does it apply to the children when they are there in the school? So when the children come to the school, should they have not some clarity in why are they coming to school? And of course, when they get their why, because they would be achieving, they would be doing well in curricular activities, extracurricular activities, in academics, would be learning social values and all that. So while learning social values, how will they learn? How they will do it? They will do it with the help of teachers. They will do it with the help of peer group. They will do it with the help of like even the support staff. And then what will they gain? They will gain a lot of satisfaction by learning these things, and they will be helping people outside their home or outside their school. So this is one way. Similarly, when it comes to studying, the child feels like I will be opting for science, I'll study physics, chemistry, mathematics. Fine. Is it only to get a good, if your why is only to getting good job, I think then it's fine to having that also as one of the reasons of pursuing it. But then how will you contribute to the society and to the environment and to the public at large, making their lives better? So if that why comes somewhere, if you can find out that, it's not easy. Not many. Even I did not know my why. I could understand it based on reading this book. That why, what was my why, and that why probably was responsible for doing as much as I could do for my children. Because for me, they're the best asset. They're the best people around who would do a lot good for the world. So this is very important. But setting that why should not be a short term. It should be a long term. It should be as difficult as possible to achieve for many people, and try to get it. And when Grant talks about 10x rule, he is always saying that multiply your efforts. See what happens when we don't achieve something. I mean, I take this thing to our children. Like somebody is trying to solve a problem of mathematics. The child tries to help solve it, but could not solve it. So then what many a times we do, we go to a easier question, and we are able to solve it. Fine, and we feel happy, we have solved the problem. Now, in spite of going, what he says, Grant says that in spite of going to that easier question, multiply your efforts to solving the same so-called difficult question which you felt like. For that, you need to really make efforts, and those efforts should become 10 times than what you usually do. And when you multiply the efforts, there is all likelihood that you would get the desired result. And always remember, we must make our children aware of achievements and success. These two things may be different. Now, achievement is something tangible, which can be measured, like somebody got 99% marks, and success is something which perhaps we are unable to measure, is intangible, and it is something which you can feel. Feel is like, oh, I did this, like you got 90% marks. That is achievement. And there is, I am saying time and again, there is nothing wrong in feeling happy with achievement, but something which gives us a fulfillment of solving a problem. I'm not getting marks there. A difficult question was given to me and I could solve that difficult question. It is not an achievement. It is a fulfillment of doing something which I was not able to do before. For this, the child may not be given any marks. The child may not even be appreciated. But the fulfillment the child would be getting, that is the child's success of multiplying his or her efforts and solving the problem which was there in front of the child. So if we can talk to our children not to really get bogged down because of a difficult task. I mean, no task is difficult if we are able to really do it. If we do even the most difficult task, that to us appears as to be very easy, but very difficult to someone who is not able to do it. So, what I am trying to really convey to all my viewers is that we must make ourselves aware of the multiplying effect of the efforts and setting as high goals as possible. And those high goals may not be necessarily to achieve more money, to acquire more money, or to achieve more success and all that. It can be like, so here the child can think that I would help my grandfather who is not very good in technology. I mean, he's not able to really use the laptop or the Facebook and all that, which can help him up to some extent, not necessarily to making. And please don't mistake me by feeling like I'm promoting it. But yes, this is the need of the hour. If my father, if my grandfather can use it up to some extent, it will help them many times, and many of them will feel so satisfied that, and the child will feel so happy. There is nothing which he has achieved tangible. There is nothing for which he is necessarily to get some position, but that fulfillment, that happiness, that sense of doing something for grandfather is so important to me. So we must remember that goals are very, very important. Setting goals is very, very important, and those goals should be as ambitious as possible, and never ever should be worried. We should be worried that whether I would be able to achieve it or not achieve it. If I'm not able to achieve it, no worries, but I will not give up. I'll make all possible efforts to achieve it. And as I told before also, do not bring the goal closer to you. Rather, make efforts to go closer to the goal. And if you'll do that, I think success would be coming to you every time and any time whenever you will try for that. I hope we will discuss these things with our children and not let them feel like that they cannot do it. That feeling of that confidence that I can do anything. I mean, whatever task is given to me, I would be. But that task should be should be aligned with what I started with. Why? I mean, it should not be that child is not really wanting. It's not the fault of the child. Child is not keen. Child is not wanting to do in that, and we are forcing the child to set a goal in that particular direction. It's like somebody is not keen to play a particular game, and we are forcing. The child is interested in something else. So whatever high goal you set, whatever efforts are multiplied by the child, I mean, we are unlikely to reach the goal. So goal should be such which align with your why, and understanding why is very important, and it can be done by seeing what makes you to feel fulfilled. When you feel, okay, I did something for the benefit of, it helped me, but at the same time, it helped others also around. So that is what is your why is. Difficult to find out, but not so difficult also. Don't give up difficult things. These are the ones which bring out the best within us, and that is in everyone. Everybody has the best within. So let the goal be such that it forces us to multiply our efforts so that the best within us comes out. Thank you very much, and we'll meet in the next episode. Thank you very much. God bless us all. Thank you.